Hey guys, welcome back to our real scenario.
Yes.
I want to thank you guys for being patient. We're back this week.
Yes, we had to take a little vacation. We had a lot going on.
We did. We told y'all about Afram.
We did.
Afram was a great time.
It was incredible. Gosh.
It was.
I was like slightly sad coming into this weekend. We're obviously taping. I'm always happy to tape. Mm-hmm. But I was like, damn, we don't have no festival to do today.
Right? It felt like it should have been our regular job and what we do all the time.
Yes. The energy was so high. Everything was so great. I know some of you all were there, so thank you for coming.
Yes, appreciate it.
And then some of y'all watch from where you are. Thank you for watching. We loved all the messages, all the encouragement. Mm-hmm. Book us again. Hurry up so we can keep the energy going.
We want to do it.
Yes.
I got to tell you this.
Okay.
This is a podcast, so we can talk,
to each other
openly.
Oh yes, of course. Let's talk.
You gotta make sure you look up there. Keep looking at yourself.
Okay,
that's
sorry.
why Mona, if y'all watch the Don't Call Me White Girl show, Mona was like, I lost my privileges. She said that in like the first.
I don't want to lose my privileges. I don't.
You want to see yourself, don't you?
Yes, I do. But you know what? I think it's also because when you record yourself on your phone,
you're looking at yourself.
You look at yourself.
Exactly.
You don't look at a camera. So it's learning. I'm looking. How you doing? Can you see me? You see me? I'm looking in your eyes. All right. I'm looking in your eyes. All right. Boom. I've been set straight.
All right, we good. All right, so let's hop into our real love scenario for today.
Let's do it. So we have a message from Kalea.
Okay.
Hi, my name is Kalea, and I'm 28 years old. I've been dealing with someone for 5 years that I met through mutual friends. It was always very casual, and over the past year or so, it started to get a little more serious and kind of heavy. I found out he has a girlfriend, and they are living together. And very much obviously together. Well, living together doesn't make it any. That's it, sis. That's about the highest level.
Yeah.
I knew there were other people in the picture because we were never official. I just didn't know how serious it actually was. When I first found out, I asked him about it, and he downplayed the situation. But after talking to friends, it's pretty clear that they are together and have been together, and that's who he plans to be with. Okay. I decided to remove myself from the situation and keep my distance, and he has been trying to convince me to still be with him. I was also mad at my friends for a while for even putting me in this situation without telling me the whole truth. I'm not interested in being with him or really even being around him. I'm trying to be respectful just because of the friend group dynamic, and my friends constantly hang around him and his girl, and it makes me uncomfortable. Is there a good way to go about dealing with friends? Is there a good way to go about being friends with someone you dealt with or being cordial while still making it known that you're no longer interested? And do you feel like dating within friend groups is messy and should be off limits? Yes, lots to unpack there. Thanks for writing in, Kalea.
We appreciate it. So let's start with question number one. I'm going to switch the order on this.
Okay.
Question number one. Is dating within a friend group messy? And should it be off limits? That's the first question. What do you think?
I never say never. And it's only because it's only bad once it's bad.
That's true.
It's not really, and it's great when it works because it's like, oh my gosh, two of your friends who have been friends got together, and now it's just like, how amazing is that story that damn, we were just homies for 5 years and then we got married. It worked out. We have a beautiful family. It's great. It's only bad when it's bad because then it don't work out. And now the shit is awkward and you're trapped in this group friend dynamic with your kind of sort of ex. Yeah.
So is it off limits to you?
For me, yes. Okay. Personally.
Like for yourself?
For myself.
But as a friend of another friend, would you not want one of your friends dating another one of your friends? Did you catch that?
I definitely caught it very easily because it's happened to me. It's happened to me. And as a person who has had to be the friend, it's not cool. Even when they're good and they're dating, it's still awkward. Like, listen, one of my brothers was dating my best friend. Imagine.
Yeah, that's
number one. I don't actually want to hear about how great my brother is in bed.
Yep.
Weird as shit. Don't want to know. Thanks, but no thanks.
Probably don't want to know that.
No. And then secondly, when they were at odds, like I really can't. That's my brother and it's my best friend. So yeah, it's just the politics when it doesn't work. It just makes it too awkward. And then there's the new person, which is a situation she's in, kind of new, kind of old. No.
No?
No. What about you?
Uh,
I feel like I know what you're going to say.
I don't think you know what I'm going to say.
Okay, wait.
So when I think of this situation, it reminds me of like sports, right? A lot of times in sports, before each season, they'll look at teams and say, that team looks good on paper, right? Looks good on paper. But then, they look at their stats, they look at the things they've done in the past and all that and say, oh, that would be a good team.
That makes sense.
But then you got to play the game.
Yep.
And then when you actually play, you realize, oh, that wasn't really a good fit at all.
Not at all.
This thing happened and this thing happened and it just doesn't work.
Yeah.
And I feel like dating friends within a friend group is that same thing. On paper, it sounds really good.
Yeah.
It sounds like, oh, we've known each other for so long. They know me. I know them. We all have the same friends. So we can go on vacations and trips.
All
and
on paper.
Dinners and all this stuff. It will be great.
Yep.
But then when you actually do it in the beginning, it's like, oh, yeah, everything you thought.
Yeah.
But then as time goes on, like you said, you get in those situations. Do you know where so-and-so at?
No.
Did he tell you like?
He did. I got a lie though.
Yeah, I got
Like, no, yo, this is whack.
like it's when I say it's messy, I would say no, right? It's not messy. It's selfish on your part as a person who like wants to do that to your other friends. And it's not smart. I've never seen it work.
No, I'm really trying to think. Have I ever seen it work personally? I don't think so.
I've never been in a situation where friends within a friend group decided to date and it ended up being like a long-term like relationship and they're all together and everybody's cool and anything like that. Now I have seen a situation, not in my own friend group, but seen that people were friends, then they tried to date, it didn't work out, but they were able to remain like cordial. But that takes an immense amount of maturity to do that.
Yeah. One of the other reasons why dating within a friend group is not always ideal is because you might start to learn things about your friend that you don't want to know about your friend.
Yeah.
Like when we were just friends, I didn't know how you really were in relationships because I didn't have a relationship with the people you were dating.
Yeah.
So I may not know that you're like as toxic as you might really be. I may not know that on a serious note that you are maybe abusive. That could be something that you can easily hide from your friend.
Yeah.
That you cannot hide once two of your friends are dating. So it's like now I may not even like my friend anymore. Like, ew, you're like gross as a partner.
As an individual.
Yeah. So to me, for me personally, it's off limits. And as a friend, listen, I'm never gonna hate on my friends' situations. Like if y'all really want to date, cool. But the reality is the consequences could be that this will fully and permanently change the dynamics of our friendship.
Yes, I've been there before to where it's like, oh, so-and-so gonna be there? It's like, yeah. Well, I can't have all my friends here because they have an issue with one another.
Yeah.
Or like, and I don't think it ever, I can't say it doesn't ever get not awkward, but it always kind of is a little awkward, right?
For sure.
And then let's say that you guys break up, but then y'all meet new people and you want to bring the new person around in the situation.
Bingo.
Then it's like, well, first you got to explain to your current person.
So I'm going to so-and-so's. He having a little thing at his house and the new girl gonna be there. And so just wanted to let you know I'm trying to be respectful of our friendship and I ain't trying to make you feel, and if you don't really want me to go, I won't go. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't have to go if you really don't want me to go, but I want to go because that's my friend too. You start wasting so much time explaining why you have to hold on to this relationship with your friend who was your friend to begin with. That was a lot.
It was just exhausting explaining it.
Yeah. I've been here a lot.
Really, a lot.
What? I'm here right now. I'm here right now dealing with the ramifications of two friends who dated, who shouldn't have dated. Love y'all, but it's just pissed me off. It really has. That's to my camera. Y'all, I love you, but the shit is whack. Okay? All right. Sorry.
No, it's fine.
I'm triggered today.
No, it's fine. I think that we can come to an agreement that it's a bit messy.
A little bit.
Never really works out.
Not fully.
You put your friends in an awkward position.
Absolutely.
A lot, not a lot of times, most of the time. Most of the times. Yeah. You put your friends in very awkward positions.
Yep.
And it's tough for us.
Yes.
You know?
We need to start like a Friends Anonymous.
Right.
Yes. Like we need a support group.
And I just wonder, like, if you are friends with somebody, let's say for a long time, I mean, if you guys, like, I don't know, when you come into a relationship with somebody that you're interested in, I feel like you kind of know that early on. And I feel like a lot of times those friendships, relationships don't work because it's like y'all been around each other long enough to know if y'all really wanted to.
But what if when they met each other, they were both in situations, like they were both in relationships, so you had this feeling but you couldn't
Act on it.
Act upon it because you were, or either one of you was single and one of you was in a relationship. I mean, there could be some reasons as to why they didn't explore it earlier. That's possible, but listen, I don't know.
Let me ask the next question, man. So how can you be friends with how can you be friends with someone you've dealt with but still make it known you're not interested? That was one of her questions as well. Like, how can you be friends with someone you dealt with but still make it known you're not interested in them?
I mean, I don't think that that's hard to do if you're truly not interested in them anymore. Like
the issue is, I think, is that if they're interested in you, then you feel awkward in the situation.
But then if you've made it clear to them that like you're not interested in them in that way anymore, and they still keep advancing at you or flirting or whatever, then they're not really your friend. They're not your friend. They're just someone you used to deal with, and you should probably cut it off.
What does deal with mean?
Most of the time when people use it, it means that they had sex.
Or they slept together? Usually.
Because they're their words. So let's break down some of the words that people use to describe how they interact with people. You got, I used to talk to them, right? You hear people say that. We used to talk.
Date.
Talk is usually like we really just used to talk. Like we talked on the phone. We might have even gone on a couple of dates. But
it wasn't like anything like
it wasn't anything
physical,
too solid.
like,
and it definitely wasn't anything physical. But when you say I dealt with them, that means you were not in a relationship, but you were doing relationship-y type stuff. Mostly that involved bum, bum, bum. Shout out to Mario.
I was about to say that. Oh, man.
Hope he's resting well.
I heard he has a performance soon.
Yes, hopefully he's going to get a lot more practice in this go round so that his next performance can be.
And the sound guy will have a lot more practice too.
Yes. Moving on. But yeah, what do you think? I mean, like, do you think it's possible to do that? I think if you have to go into explaining it all the time, or constantly reminding them, hey, I don't like you, I don't like you, I don't like you, that's too much. But what do you think?
I think you can. But like I said, a lot of situations, I feel like it's always going to be awkward. It's always going to be awkward because even though you're somebody who's like, I'm not interested in that person anymore, like you're still going to be thinking about it slightly. Even if they're not acting weird, every little thing they do, you might start picking up on it and being like, oh, maybe they doing that because, or you see him looking at me like when I'm talking to so-and-so. Like, I don't know. It just seems like somebody will always keep that in their head. But I think it just all depends on, see, that's why going back to the first question, you shouldn't do this in the first place.
It's like the theme of the day is awkward. It's awkward.
It's awkward. That's what it is. That's why I said going to the first question, that's why you shouldn't do this in the first place. But I think that when you do relationship things with somebody or you act a certain type of way with somebody, but then you, for whatever reason, just want to stop doing that thing. Somebody, especially if they still want to do those things with you, will always be kind of looking at you like,
what's up?
Like, what's
why
up?
not?
Like, why not? Or they would think that it's a possibility that that thing could happen again because there was a point to where you were once interested in them like that. So I think it will always kind of be awkward that, you know, you guys had a thing.
Yes. And I'm just like, when you first read the question, it seems so simple, like, just don't engage in that way, right? Just like if they flirt, just shut it down. If they like, oh, come on, let's just try it again, just say no. Like, you shouldn't have to keep telling somebody no in order for them to like stop doing it. And that's why I say if you do have to do that, if you have to keep like reminding them in order to maintain the friendship, you have to keep reminding them that you don't want this. That's not really your friend because one, I'm not going to be rejected but so many times, especially not from one person. Like, no. So that's weird. I would think people would have a little more pride than that you would not keep pressing down on someone who's made it clear that they're not interested in you. But you know what I think, playing slightly devil's advocate, when people say, oh, I'm really not interested anymore. Like, but are you really not interested anymore? Do you just like to keep this person in this friend pocket because you like the manipulation?
Have you been in that situation before? Have you ever been playing games with somebody's mind and manipulated them? Put you on
I
the
think
spot.
yeah, you did. I have been manipulative before. Not excessively, not extensively, but I've done it. I'm not gonna lie.
You catch somebody in that friend zone.
No, not like that. Like, not specifically in this way. Like, I don't really like to keep people around and I'm leading them on or making them think they can get more out of me than they can. But I've done manipulation, like, I'm done with this. Don't call me no more. And then I hang up and I block them. And then I call them in an hour, like, so you really just not even going to try to call me? Like, that kind of manipulation. Like, I've done that.
But I feel like I'm not going to say I've done this.
You're not going to say you've done what? Because I wasn't even going to throw the question back at you. What you haven't done?
I'm just saying is that, like, sometimes you have, well, I guess I have done this. I'll say this. I've done this. Sometimes you're in a situation where you like and enjoy your time with somebody physically, but you don't want a actual relationship with them.
Okay.
But they can be cool to hang around and spend time with. You like the conversation, but you don't see like a future with that person. But I think the difference in my situation is that I always express like I didn't want something like long term. And if they continue to stick around and think in their head that they can change that has nothing to do with me.
But someone would consider that a little manipulative on your part, because while you've expressed to them that they can't get what they want, you know that they want that, even though you're saying like, dog, I don't want that. And you keep doing things with them to exacerbate their feelings. Like, you do, because it's like, if they can't.
At that point, you then have a choice to do whatever you want to do.
So do you.
Yeah. So I don't want long term, but I'm fine with this arrangement. So if the arrangement stays, then I'm going to keep doing that arrangement. It's not my fault that you keep coming back to this arrangement because this is not what you want. I'm fine with it. But you telling me this is not what you want and you're staying. That's not my fault. Right? Say what's on your mind.
I just feel like, like, in all seriousness, yes, like,
it's not my fault.
It's not necessarily your fault, but I think like it's not being anything. It's like dangling.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is, because you know they can't handle it, so you can handle it.
So I'm responsible for you as an adult. If you can't handle something that I'm fine with, of removing myself because you can't handle or have the self-control to do what you're trying to do, I should be responsible for that person.
To some degree, yes, because let's switch it up a little bit. Wouldn't you rather be doing something with someone that is actually cool with what's happening versus someone that's not fully cool with it?
I mean, they are cool with it though.
No, they're cool with it in hopes that they can change it. You would rather do it with someone who's in your mindset. Like, I don't want nothing, you don't want nothing. So it's easier. I don't have to hear you being like, so you really mean to tell me you really don't feel what I'm feeling? Like, no, I don't want to actually keep hearing that. I want you to enjoy this and go. Don't call me on Tuesday talking about, am I sure I'm not in love? I'm not. Damn.
I don't think that's a good example.
Why?
It's more like if I go to a restaurant and I get 50% off every time I go. And I'm the person going and you're the restaurant. Now, you want me to pay full price, right? You want me to pay full price. But I keep coming to get 50%. I keep coming to the restaurant and I keep getting 50% off and you keep giving me 50% off. Why in the world would I just be like, well, you know, I know that you want me to pay full price, so I'm just going to pay full price if I can continue to get 50% off. Why would I pay full price if I continue to get 50% off?
You wouldn't. That you talk about, you didn't like my example. Damn, I had to really focus in on to follow that one. Okay, listen.
Because you're saying that, because essentially what you're saying is that I should want somebody who wants the same thing that I want, or I should want to be with somebody who wants the same thing I want. But if the thing that I'm getting is the thing that I want, and they're okay with giving it to me, why would I change that situation?
Because of the quality that it comes with. So using your food example, right?
Yes.
They want to charge you 100% now because for whatever reasons. What happens? Okay, they keep giving you 50% off, but then the quality of what comes with that 50% off starts to lessen. Because listen, if we're talking about an arrangement where things are like,
then I just leave the restaurant.
Exactly. And that's not what the restaurant wanted you to do. They wanted you to keep coming and paying 100%.
But that's up to you as a restaurant to say,
I ain't gonna close the business. I'm gonna just hopefully.
No, you can turn away that customer.
Yes. Agreed.
Most of the responsibility falls on that person. Actually, all the responsibility falls on that person.
We're all in control of ourselves.
Yes. So I shouldn't be responsible for you leaving this situation if this is not something that you want. Why are you still here?
Listen, I'm not disagreeing with you. All I'm saying is in those situations, not talking about restaurants, not using metaphors or examples. In situationships or relationships, if you can't accept what I'm saying, this is, it's going to come with a bunch of shit from you because you can't accept it. So you're going to try to keep making me feel bad about it. So honestly, I'm going to want to cut you loose, whether you walk away or not. You gotta let you go because you're not getting it. Just go ahead on. I don't want to deal with the hassle of it. It's not worth the sex anymore. It's not worth the vibe anymore.
So you never been in a situation.
I ain't saying I never been in the situation,
and you
but
were
I
getting
wouldn't.
something that, and the other person wanted something different, but you were fine with where it was at, and you decided to continue to do whatever that thing was, even though that person may have wanted more.
No, I actually have not been in that situation.
You've never been in that situation.
No. Where I made it like this, the very specific situation of we met up and this is a casual thing. And now you starting to catch more feelings. Although I made it clear, I don't want all of that. Mm-hmm. And I let you stay around knowing that you want more and I don't want that. I have never been in that situation.
Have you ever been the opposite of that and stayed around?
Yes.
Why'd you stay?
Because I was stupid. Y'all know I raise my hand and say I'm dumb all day. Dumb. Wish they would have been like, let me block her.
And there we go, guys. Rhonda just proved my point. Argument over. I won. Because as soon as I asked her that, she said she was stupid. She didn't say, oh, because that guy X, Y, and Z, or because he said that. She said I was stupid.
Yeah,
so meaning that in those situations, it's you who have the choice to leave that situation or to stay in that situation.
Agreed. I do have the choice. But I also said
it's
after I said I was stupid.
It's not responsibility to exit themselves.
After I said I was stupid, I said I wish they would have cut me off. I really do. They didn't because they're manipulative and they wanted to keep getting what they were getting.
That's not. Do you feel like that's manipulative? If somebody says like, hey, this is not what I want. I don't want a relationship. I'm cool with what we're doing now.
Yeah.
You know, if you want to leave, hey, like I would understand.
Yeah.
You think that's manipulative if they do that, but then they continue to do the thing that they said that they were fine doing. They tell you everything. I'm fine doing this. I like where we're at. I don't want anything serious. I don't necessarily see a future or anything right now. I'm cool with doing what we're doing.
Yeah, I'm not changing my answer.
But I'm just, how is that like?
I already explained how it was manipulative. Because you know that they can't handle it. They have no real rationale or smarts to fix it. So you like, fuck it. I'll just let him be a dummy then. I let him be a dummy. Dummy. You the dummy. I'm going to treat you like the dummy. Hey. Yeah, but no. To me, that's like leading someone on. You saying what you saying out your mouth, but you're doing things that make them feel like.
But the things that we're doing is what I told you that I want to do. And I told you that it's not leading to anything already. That's
not how psychology works, but okay. There's the third question.
So
from Kalea. We not going to agree on it. Let's let it go.
Okay. This is a good one. Regarding her situation. Are your friends obligated to give you the scoop on a mutual friend situation?
I think so. Yeah. Like before they start dating, before you let them like kind of.
Let's say before and during, like.
During, no. Because if I told you like, oh, let's say I like Dre, and one of my friends likes Dre, and I'm like, Dre's married. Like him and his wife together, they've been together, blah, blah, blah. And you still go and talk to him. That's on you. And I'm definitely not going to tell you anything that's going on in Dre's marriage.
See, I don't necessarily agree. Like, guys and women and men do friendships differently.
For sure. Men
are more like, listen, you can do whatever. Like,
right,
I ain't in it. I ain't telling another grown man what to do. Mm-hmm. You do whatever you want, like right. For the most part. To where women seem to be a little bit more involved. Mm-hmm. I've been in situations to where, so this is a perfect situation. You let me know what you would do in this situation because you say you're obligated to. Mm-hmm. To where you have a friend and you know that friend very well and you know how they operated in other relationships outside of your friend group. Mm-hmm. However, now they're going to date somebody in your friend group. Do you think you have to tell your friend like how they are when they date people, or like if they're toxic or if they have trust issues or things like that? Do you think you're obligated to tell that friend how they operate in relationships? Or do you think you just let them experience whatever it is for themselves?
No, not unless it's something really bad, like something that is very, very damaging. Like, but otherwise, nah. Like,
so yeah, you're not giving a scoop then.
No, but of your relationship status, again, we got to focus on Kalea's story. Kalea's friends did not tell her that this man is in a relationship, and they knew. They just, from all them hanging out, Kalea thought he was single, and he said he was single. But people within the group knew that he had a girlfriend and was like, being like a guy, I'm sure my business. She find out on her own. I'm gonna tell you that. You've
been in that situation where none of your friends like that person, so they hoping that maybe you could be the person that slide into the situation because they don't really like the person that you with. You've seen that before, right?
Yeah, I've definitely seen that before. Where it's like, please come and ruin this relationship. Yeah, I've seen that before, but I wouldn't let in Kalea's situation. I wouldn't let my friend date another one of my friends that. Like if she said, your friend so-and-so told me he was single, I'd be like, nah, he not single. He not single. Like that's some stuff that could get you beat up if you don't know that. Like you could run into him and his girl out and you run up on him like, hey, babe. And girlfriend beats all the hell out you and you thinking that he was single. I'm going to tell you that. But other than that, no. I feel like you have to learn on your own. It's just like when you mix friends.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to tell you all the things about my friend that I know that I may not like, because then you come in biased. You come in already like not giving them a fair chance.
Exactly.
But the relationship status, yeah, I'm going to tell you that. But that's it. That's where it's going, because that's the thing where my friends, when they did it, it's almost like I had to draw a line in the sand like, okay, y'all want to date. That's cool.
Yeah.
Please know there are now things that we can't talk about no more. Mm-hmm. Like it's off the table now.
That's why I think in this situation, I don't think they were actually a friend group, because if that was actually your friend, you would have knew he was in a relationship with somebody, right?
They just shared friends.
They just shared friends probably, which is, I think is a little different than actually being in a friend circle, because let's say I were to date one of your friends, I'll use a married one, Crystal. Mm-hmm. And if me and her were talking or something like that, but then we stopped talking, it's not like we all hang out together all the time. So it wouldn't necessarily be an awkward situation. Mm-hmm. But if it was like a group of friends, like we all hang out together, like if you dated Adam or something like that, or George or something like that, then it would be like, yo, if this goes south, like it just kind of messes the whole dynamic of the friend group and the trips and everything like that. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I mean,
the best thing to do in these types of situations, other than avoid them, because we already told you that.
Yeah.
But like, mind your business. The only way you'll even fare slightly in the situation as a mutual is to mind your business.
So do you think she should be mad at her friends?
Not.
Because that's what that last question, Lindsay, is talking about, like her friends. Like, you think she should be upset at them for not giving her the scoop?
I think that she should be bothered that they didn't tell her the truth about his relationship status if they in fact knew, because depending on the dynamic of the mutual friend and him, I mean, maybe he could also hide that he was in a relationship from the friends, so they didn't actually know. But I think if they knew and they didn't tell her, you could be bothered by it. I don't know about mad, and I definitely don't think you should be mad at them today. because that's their friend. Again, considering we're assuming that this is not a commingled group of friends. You all just share a friend or two. Yeah, you can't be mad at them because that was their friend before y'all started dating.
Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh, that's the exact situation I am in right now. Oh, drive me crazy.
So do you think you gotta take sides?
No.
With the friend you have the most history with?
I don't think you take sides. I think you just really hope and pray that your two friends can be mature enough to understand, like, this has practically nothing to do with y'all.
Yeah.
Y'all's situation. Put it that way. Like what I'm experiencing is I had two friends that decided to date each other.
Okay.
I was friends with both of them before they decided to date each other. Once they dated, one of the friends felt like I should now not be friends with the other one.
Since they broke up.
Even telling me, that's not your friend. They were my friend before y'all started bumping. Like, what are you talking about? Like, that's strange. So now, because they're your ex, you want them to be my ex friend. That's not how that works.
That's another situation, that another messy part of this situation is that if the friend for whatever reason does you dirty, let's say cheats on you, yes, it was a bad thing, they should not have done it, but then your friends will start looking at you like, you know what he did to me or she did to me, how could you still be friends with somebody who could do that to somebody?
Me. Yeah. Yes, that is it.
And it's like, I mean, I get it, but like, I ain't in a relationship with them, and they still cool. We go out, we have fun, we kick it. Like,
as long as it wasn't anything bad. Like, if my friend beat the brakes off of you, like,
that's a different thing.
That's different. I'm not gonna be their friend.
And they don't even have to. If they beat the brakes off of any person, then they had to even be a mutual friend. Then I would definitely, like, nah.
Like, or y'all had a baby, and then they're a bad parent. Like, they won't support. Yeah, that's crazy. I'm not gonna be friends with. I'm gonna try to talk to my friend and be like, "Yo, what's going on?" But y'all it didn't work out, or like cheating happened. I feel like cheating is not enough for me to decide I'm not gonna be friends with them. And what's crazier about my situation is that they became friends after they broke up. They became friends. They double dated.
Oh wow.
They did all types of stuff. It was just like, but they can only be my friend.
You was the only little part that no shared custody.
Whack. Super whack. Super duper whack. I never even thought when I read this question about your own situations, and I've been in several of these, but that one is probably the wildest one.
Yeah.
But man, we keep coming back to like, this is very, very messy and very, very awkward.
So what's your final like advice for Kalea?
I mean, I think one, I'm gonna make sure, like, Kalea, you're really over it. Like, gut check yourself to make sure you're really, really over the situation and you're over wanting more from him. And that you also like don't even want answers. Like, you're not looking to get some sort of closure out of the situation. Like, you're really, really good. If in fact you are really good with the situation, let it go. Like, let it go. You said it was never official. You all dealt with each other on and off for a long time. At best, it sounds like a glorified friend with benefits, and it didn't work out. And it's probably best for you. He's a liar. He's deceitful. I mean, you don't want him, so you could be. That's the thing. That's what I'm saying. Like, gut check yourself to make sure you really don't want him.
Because I think at the end of it, she says that being around her makes her feel uncomfortable.
Yeah. Like,
so if it makes you feel uncomfortable being around his girl, then that must mean you still have some type of feeling, I would think, right?
Yeah.
Towards a dude.
That's it. So it's like, if you don't, then like, let this go. This was not your boyfriend. This was not your ex-husband. You don't share a child with him. He was at best like good sex for the time that it lasted.
What did y'all really have in the first place?
Yeah. It doesn't sound like it's something worth missing anyway. And also just maybe create boundaries for yourself. Like, if you really do feel uncomfortable being in mixed space with him, don't go.
Exactly.
Choose differently. Just be like, nope, I actually can't handle it. The sight of him will trigger this for me.
And something's telling me as we end this conversation that I'm not saying that he wasn't in a relationship, but I don't think it was something, you know what I'm saying? Like really serious. And I may be wrong. You could tell me, leave in comments. But when dissecting this whole situation is that you have a group of friends. They didn't tell you that he was with somebody, right?
Right.
You said you found out over time that it was a lot deeper than what you thought it was. But now you're saying that when the girlfriend comes around, it will make you uncomfortable. But earlier, the girlfriend never came around.
Right. It couldn't have been all that it was. Like it was probably another situationship. And then they like rekindled or
something like that. But if she's now starting to come around, but she wasn't coming around before,
right,
then it must mean something on their side got a little bit more serious.
Yes, absolutely. So, I mean, again, it's not Pew. He's giving Pew even in his current situation. Like, girl, let her. Sometimes you got to know that the other woman is doing you a favor, baby. Let him go. Let her deal with it. Find you somebody that's going to be about you or whatever you're about. Like, you guys are on the same page about what you're doing. Like, otherwise, Pew.
Yeah. And this is bad.
You got to set it up. Okay,
this is bad to tell somebody because you should move on, as Rhonda said. However, if for whatever reason, that's really who you wanted, being unbothered when he's there with whoever he's with and in the situations where he's around will tend to make that man more attracted to you.
Yes.
You know, like just being in his presence and like not caring, like, oh, you with whatever. Dude come up to you, you talk to it, like not caring that was a thing or that you guys were a thing or whatever. Like I said, I don't suggest using this method. Move on. But if in that situation, like being unbothered in his presence will tend to, you know, it'll bother him more than it will bother you. Trust me.
Yes. In the voice of Dre, where's my camera? Let me find my camera. This is my camera. Okay. Nothing makes them beat your door down more than your door being closed and locked. Okay. So I'm with Dre that no, I know Beyonce said your best revenge is your paper, but this is it. This is a part of that group of revenge too. Like, yes, we don't recommend you intentionally go around to show him that you've moved on, but sis, if you're going to do it and do it well.
We will have an end of episode like segment that's bad advice that works.
Yeah.
It works.
Bad advice that works. That has to be a segment. We got to create that because we really want to give really good advice here at Real Love Scenario.
Exactly.
But sometimes good advice is bad advice that just works. Wow.
You need to make a little infomercial. Are you trying to be toxic? we got some advice for you. Call 1-800-REAL scenario.
Hey, yo.
Oh man. Obviously we need to go because
and the truth comes out that we actually also enjoy giving you bad advice. Surprise. Oh, Dre.
We're Real Love Scenario, not liable for any. Yeah. All right, we're done.
We gotta hire legal right now. It's about that time. You know, at every point in your business entrepreneurial endeavors, you realize it is time to bring in an attorney. We need to set a meeting up.
Yes, we do.
Because it's happening. Whew. Hey, yo, wow. All right.
Make sure you follow us on Instagram at SDreSmith, at Roddy Cakes, and at Relationship Restored.
Whoa, and if you have questions, man, and you need advice from us.
Good advice.
Go to relationshiprestored.com, hit the contact button, and write into the show. We love hearing from you.
For sure.
Kalea, wishing you all the best in this situation. Girl, move on.
Move on. You'll be all right.
You 28. I'm sure you're stunning. Move on, baby. Move on.
Peace.